Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Dr. Lakisha Simmons, and I'm so excited that you are here with me tonight. So, I do want to let you know this is live. This is actually me right now in real time. And so, I want you to be with me in this session. So, I want you to chat, post a comment. Just want to say hello. So talk with me. Basically, ask questions, be involved. If you do not have a notebook and pen, please go grab that. Grab you something to drink so that you are ready for these tips that I have for you. So, again, I'm Dr. Lakisha Simmons. If you're just coming on, hello there. Some chat going on. Great. Let me know, where are you from? Where are you in the United States? I'd love to know. I'm currently in Tennessee and we have a storm going on outside, but that is not going to stop this show. So today we are going to talk about some very important things when it comes to investing. So I'm going to pull up my slides. All right, let's see. And again, if you're just coming on, oh, great. There's some folks from here where I'm at. Awesome. Florida, Maryland. All right. Austin, Tennessee. Lots of Tennessee folks. Thank you for being here. All right. So get that notebook and pen because I want to jump right in and get to it. You know, I've been a professor. I was a professor for over 10 years or just about 10 years. And I believe in taking notes. So I'm going to drop some gems, as they say, and I'm excited for you to hear what's involved. So hopefully you can see the slides here and we will get started. So the first thing is I just have to give a shout out to my son. He's been on my mind a lot today, and he wrote the book Divorce: 7 Keys to Making It Through Your Parents' Divorce. And he's so passionate about his book. He loves his book. And so if you've been through a divorce and you have children, or maybe you have a niece or nephew who's been through it, definitely pick up that book, Divorce: 7 Keys, because it was therapy for him to write it and author it, but it's really helped a lot of children as well. All right, so I just had to give that shameless plug there. All right, so our purpose today, we have 3 purposes. The first one, what is a Roth IRA? And if you've listened to me ever before, you know that I make things really simple. Okay, so I'm going to break it down in such simple terms for you. So what is a Roth IRA and how can I use it to retire early, which is what we are here for, right? And number 2, how I accumulated $750K in 4 years. And number 3, 15 ways to make an extra $5K to jumpstart your fire plan. So if you're here today and you are interested in retiring early, please drop that in the comments. I know I was interested in it. So let me break down to you what FIRE is. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. What does that mean? Well, what it means is you're going to save and invest a little more than the status quo, which is 10% a month, right? Or 10% a year of your salary. You're going to save more than that so that you can make a bigger nest egg of money or create a large sum of money that you can then live off of sooner than 65. So that's the average age, right? To retire is around 60, 65 years old. Well, we don't want to wait that long. We definitely don't want to wait that long. Or let's say maybe you don't want to retire, but like me, maybe you want to do some things that you're passionate about. Maybe you want to start a nonprofit. Maybe you just want to take a year off and travel the world. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's important that you have that lump sum of money that you can live off of. Does that make sense? So basically, you're going to save and invest more aggressively than what people normally do so that you can reach your FIRE number much faster. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. If you have questions, leave them in the chat. Again, this is live. I can take your questions immediately. So Charlene says, yes, definitely interested in FIRE. Good, because I am the queen of FIRE. That is what I am doing these days, is empowering people to say, yes, you can do it. I did it. If I was a divorcee, a single mom, working a full-time job, just saving and investing, cutting my expenses, saving and investing. With the stock market returns, I was able to accumulate a lot of money in a short amount of time. So I definitely want you to pursue it, because you just never know what's going to happen. So I recently interviewed a woman, Keisha Blair, and she lost her spouse, but she was financially independent when he passed away. So she was able to just pick the kids up and they moved to Jamaica for a year. So, and she says that no matter who you are, you're going to face something in your life. There's going to be some disruption. And I think that's so true. We've all been there, if not once, twice. You've lost a loved one, you've lost a job, or something has happened that really disrupted your life, and you wish you didn't have to go to work the next day, right? So it's important for you to go ahead and get a financial freedom plan in place. All right, someone asked, how did you decide lean versus regular fire? That's a good question. And I'll be honest with you, I was planning to just fire with $1.25 million, but I decided to do the lean fire because once my accumulation of stocks and bonds, my fire portfolio had reached around 800,000, and I just, there were some things going on in my life and at my job, and I didn't want to work there anymore. And I didn't want to go look for another job. And so I decided with 800K, and by that time I had found love again. Okay. Still all my money. Okay. Still all my money, but I had found love again. We had just decided to move in together. And so obviously that helps. But I still have my book, which you can maybe see back there. The slides might be in the way, but The Unlikely Achiever and speaking engagements and just helping coach women. So I had other streams of income, so then I could lean fire. So I can live off my fire portfolio. And then I have these side hustles that allow me to quit working before I have my full 1.52 million. So someone asked, what does lean mean? Lean means that you have to live lean to make your nest egg last. So your fire nest egg of money. So if mine was initially 1.25 million, but I didn't quite get there because I had 800K. So I can't take out the 40 or 45,000 that I was going to take out when I was going to fire at 1.25 million, because then I would deplete my nest egg too fast. So if I lean fire with 800, which is less than the 1.25 million, then I have to somehow create other income, other streams of income, so that I don't deplete my nest egg. Because the whole point of having that nest egg of 1 million or whatever, however much you need, is that it lasts you 30 or 40 years. I need that nest egg to last. So here's how it works. So let's say you need $40,000 a year to live on. Well, that means you need $1 million in a nest egg. The average stock market return is about, after inflation, I always use 6%, 7%. $1.1 million. If you take 4% of $1 million, that's $40,000 a year that you can take out of your fire portfolio. So basically sell some stocks, and you can live on that $40,000 for the year, but your nest egg is still going to grow. If the average is 6%, then, and you just took 4%, then you have 2% of a cushion there. And some years the stock market is way up, some years it's way down. But something called the 25 or the 4% rule, you can Google it, says that even if you just take that 4%, your nest egg should last you 30 plus years, as long as you have your stock to bond ratio, where you have more stocks to bonds, but you do have some kind of bonds to level it out. And I'll talk all about that in the Wealthy Achiever program. So I don't want to get too deep into how to do it or what your specific fire portfolio should look like, but you definitely can do it, is what I'm saying. And as long as you take out less than what you are bringing in, which on average is 6%, then your nest egg can last a really long time. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, so we know what FIRE is. We know kind of what we need to do. We need to build a nest egg of money. And so now what I want to talk, well, do you know your FIRE number? Does anybody know? If you know your FIRE number, just drop yes or no in the comments. Because I honestly believe that everybody should know how much money they need to retire on. And that's just one of the things that they do not teach in school. And it is like a mystery for some reason, but it should not be a mystery. Everyone should know, if you plan to retire at 60, if you plan to retire at 65, you need to know how much money you need. Because if you don't know how much money you need and you're working every day, how do you know that you're going to have enough when it's retirement age? Because then you might get to the point where you retire and then you don't have enough money and you still have to work. And nobody wants that. I don't think anybody wants that. And so that's what I try to do. I try to advocate for knowing your numbers, knowing what you need to be financially independent. And so really that's what FIRE is. That's the first part of it, financial independence. Once you reach financial independence, technically you can be retired because then you don't have to work again. And so since I'm lean FIRE, that means that I have this FIRE portfolio, but obviously it's not all the money that I have, but that's my FIRE portfolio. And so with that FIRE portfolio, I know I can just sell what I need to live on, but then I also have other streams of income. So I don't have to really touch all of that. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of no's here. Okay, let's see. There's a comment. My accountant said, don't invest on my own, use a brokerage company. He scared me. What do you think? Well, let me just tell you, there are a lot of people who will try to scare you. And I want you to be bold and I want you to know that you can do it. Now, you do have to use a brokerage company because, you're not down at the stock exchange, selling your own stocks. So you do have to use a brokerage company, but you can definitely use it on your own. That's what I do. But you have to take steps before you get there. You have to educate yourself. You have to know how the stock market works, which is not that hard to understand. And you have to be willing to spend time organizing your finances, making sure that your budget is really clear for you to understand how much you can afford to invest. Okay. And once you know how much you need, then you can kind of work backwards and say, okay, if I need, someone in here said they know they need about 1.2 million in the chat. Well, if you know you need 1.2 million, how much do you have already? If you have 100,000 now, you may have 750,000 now. And then you can work your way backwards based on how much you need. How much do you need to invest each month? Knowing that the stock market return on average 6% after inflation. And that can help you decide how much you need to invest each month to get there. But no one is teaching us those things. So again, for Kathy on the screen, I definitely believe you just have to be clear on what you need, how much you can invest, and have a plan. Okay. All right. And someone says that's their tactic. I do believe that the financial industry is tough because we do have financial advisors. And so you think that you have to have a financial advisor before you can invest. And that's not totally true. You can invest on your own, and there are a lot of platforms to do it, but you do need education and you do need to know what you're doing. And I would never recommend anyone just blindly go take $200 and buy a stock or buy crypto or buy Bitcoin or buy anything without first really understanding the way the market works and making sure you have a fully invested, a fully funded emergency fund, and that you have a plan, a FIRE plan in place. All right. Okay, good. Okay. So what is a Roth IRA? This is where you might want to take some notes. So a Roth IRA is used for retirement, obviously, but you fund it or you buy stocks in it after you get your paycheck. So once you've already paid taxes on your money, then you can take that money and go buy stocks in your Roth IRA. So it's an individual retirement account. The Roth IRA is sweet because since the money has already been taxed, Any qualified withdrawals on gains are tax-free at retirement. So when you do turn 59 and a half, when you take any withdrawals, you don't have to pay any tax, any income tax. Okay, so that's nice about it. And I also have the IRS link here at the bottom so that you can do your own research. So write that down in your notes. But there is a limitation on how much you can put into the Roth. So it's typically around $6,000. Let's see. Do I have that slide? I thought I put a slide in here. I guess I didn't put it in, but you can max out. So let's say you're a married couple and you file your taxes together. I believe the limit is $244,000 of income together. So if you make more than $244,000 together, then you would start to max out or have a reduced amount that you can contribute to the Roth IRA. And the max amount for anyone is $6,000 this year. So $6,000 really isn't a lot. And so that's why I wanted to do this 15 ways webinar, because if you can use some of these ways to make an extra 5K, you can put that into your Roth IRA and start investing, right? And that's what we're here for. Start investing so you can retire earlier. Okay. And if you have questions, okay, yes, someone says it is 6,000. If you're over 65, 7K. And again, you can find all that information on the IRS website. Anything that I said, you can find on the IRS website, but I've already done the research for you, but you just still do your own research. So the second thing about it is you can withdraw your contributions anytime without penalty. Many people do not know this, but it's in black and white on the IRS website. You can withdraw your contributions anytime without penalty. This is a Roth, R-O-T-H. So if this is your 401k at work, no, you cannot just take contributions anytime without penalty. You will be penalized. There are certain reasons that they will allow you to take money out of your 401k at work without penalty, but it's a very short list and it's not at all recommended. Okay. So with the Roth, you can do that. So if you do get into a really big bind, the money that you have contributed after tax from your paycheck, you can take that money back out. Not the gains, only the contributions, the money you put in. So not the 6% on average that it makes. Okay, that's a really good thing to know, because I've worked with so many men and women in my program, and they will say, well, I took money out of my 401k and I didn't know it was going to be a penalty. But they also had a Roth IRA and they didn't know they could have taken a few thousand out of their Roth instead and not had the penalty. So again, education. Okay, so someone has a really good question. Let me see if I have that. Yes, Lee is on it. This was my next slide, Lee. All right. So here's a fire tip, because everyone on this call is likely here because they want to retire earlier or they want to become financially independent. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, Dr. Keisha, if this is a Roth IRA and it's made for retirement, how am I going to retire early? Well, as I said, one way is that you can definitely get the contributions out. Okay. And the second way, which Lee pointed out here, is that the Roth ladder allows you to move money from your traditional IRA or your 401k into your Roth, let it sit for 5 years, and then you can take that contribution back out. And that's completely legal. Now, there are a few caveats. One, when you move the money from your traditional IRA, or also known as a 401k or 403b, whatever you have, you will need to pay the taxes. Because remember, all the money that's in the Roth has already been taxed. So let's say you need $25,000 a year. Let's say you're going to lean fire, so you don't need $40,000. Maybe you need $25,000. So you can take $25,000 from your traditional IRA, pay the taxes on it, put the money in the Roth. 5 years later, and let's say you're going to do that every year. So every year for 5 years, you're going to put $25K in. Let's say 5 years from now is when we're going to fire. And so you're going to move however much you need every year for 5 years into that Roth. And then in that 5th year, or after it's been in there 5 years, so in the 6th year, you can take the 25K out. So that's one of the ways we get around these retirement plans. And there are more ways, many, many more ways. Well, not many, many more ways, but there are other ways. Okay, there's several other ways. So good, Lee. Thank you. Let's see what other questions we have. Does the money you put on your Roth have to be from income? Could it be from life insurance? It can be any money. From what I understand, it can be any money that you have, but it can only be up to $6,000 unless you're doing that Roth ladder. And you definitely want to work with your accountant on it, okay? Because that's a tax issue. So when you move that money in there, make sure you talk to your accountant, okay? So yes, what I said was a Roth IRA contribution can be withdrawn without penalty. The Roth contribution, not the gains, but what you contributed. So you definitely want to keep track of what you contributed. All right, those are some awesome questions. Let's see, I think I answered everything with that. Now you're probably wondering, well, how did you accumulate $750K in 4 years? Well, there's lots of ways. The first one is I reduced my expenses. So if you've heard my story before, you know that I sold my big mansion. Not really, but it was a big house, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. So I sold it. I netted $35K, and I then invested that money into an investment account. All right. But I had to reduce all my expenses. So I went line by line on reducing expenses. I maxed out my 401k because, again, I know for a fact there are multiple ways to get money out of my 401k that I can use for retirement. And I invested additional money in the stocks. Okay. Look at the S&P 500 returns on the screen. And everybody can see my slides, right? Somebody just give me a thumbs up or give me something in the chat just to say yes. Just to make sure everybody can see these numbers here. Anybody, somebody. Just want to make sure you can see them. So, oh, I went back. Yes. Okay, great. All right. Awesome. Thank you. So we have 2017, 21% returns. Now, let me just say, and you've heard this before, past performance does not predict future performance. So just because it's happened in the past does not mean that this is going to happen in the future. All right. This year, the stock market is down, and I really wish we would work out whatever is happening with Russia so that we can get the stocks back up, because it's really messing up my portfolio right now. Okay. But 2017, 21% increase. 2018, 4.38%. I give you the exact percent here. 2019, 31.49%. These are S&P 500 returns, which is what I predominantly invest in. 2020, the year of COVID, 18%. 2021, 26%. Now, like I said, this year, 2022, we are down a couple of percent. But even with that, with all the gains that we have had in the past few years, I'm not mad right now. Okay. I'm not mad. So, but I do want us to get it together, because we love seeing returns along this way. This 2018, that there should be a negative there. That's negative 4.38%. Okay. I think my negative probably got, I don't know what happened to it, but that should be a negative. So 2018 was a negative year. And you heard about years when the stock market goes down. I'm sure in 2020, in March of 2020, when the stock market dropped 30% and everybody was losing their minds, I was busy. I was working at the time, so I was putting more money in. It's like, yes, let me sell some more books. Let me get some more speaking engagements so I can put some more money in. Because at that time, 2020, I knew I wasn't about to retire. I wasn't planning to retire anytime soon. So at that time, I was in that what we call accumulation phase. So when you're in an accumulation phase, when you have a fully funded emergency fund, so you're not investing money that you need to live on within the next few years. That's the That is the key. Do not invest money that you might need next year unless you're going to be a day trader. And that's not my lane, day trading, okay, or options. So you have to talk to someone else or find another expert for that area. But my expert is creating a nest egg in the stock market for long-term wealth generation. The other thing about the Roth IRA is that you can pass it down to your children. It's not one of those accounts that you have to deplete it. It doesn't have any required minimum distributions like the traditional IRA does. So there's a lot of great benefits to it. All right. Let me hide this one. Okay. All right, great. Someone asked, did you still have your automatic deposit set up while you decided to contribute more? Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, I would have my monthly set because I knew what my plan was. So I knew for me, I was trying to reach 1.25 million by 45. And so I had what I needed to invest every month and over the years to reach that number. And I was well in advance going to reach. I was probably going to reach it around 43. But when the stock market was down, I just felt like that was a good opportunity. So I took it to invest more. Good questions. You guys are paying good attention. I like it. All right. Now let's get into the 15 ways to jumpstart your plan. But first, I have to say, before I go into these 15 ways, I need everyone to level set for a moment. And so these ways may be ways that you yourself have never heard of or never considered. But that doesn't mean that it's not a legitimate way. Okay. So sometimes when I come up with these ways and I tell people, many of them I've done myself, and I will tell you the ones that I've done. But people say, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, I can't do that. Or, oh, I don't feel like doing that. Well, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes you have to do things that are out of the box. All right. So that you can reach your goal. And that's what I did. It was very unpopular for me to sell my house with the 2 children right after a divorce. Many people in my family told me I was crazy and that I shouldn't do it. But I needed to do it because I was basically living paycheck to paycheck trying to maintain this big house on the hill. So I say all that to say, do not make any excuses. All of these ways are ways that you can, use them together to make extra money. Because if we want to truly reach fire, we have to reduce our expenses. And then we have to invest that money. So if you have debt, you might want to pay some debt off. You might not. That's a whole nother class and discussion. And then you need to invest because your money has to make money. If your money is not making money, you won't be able to ever fire, ever. If your money is not making money, you will not be able to retire because at some point when you get to an age, your money has to keep making money for you to live on, or else you'll deplete it all and then you'll have to go back to work. I hope that makes sense. So with that being said, let's look at these ways. So the first one, and this one is not necessarily how to make money, but this one is to save money. And I try to only do make money because I do a lot of the save money in the Wealthy Achiever program. But this has to be number one, okay? Because this has saved me so much money. All right, so drop in the comments how much money you spend on your mobile phone every month on the service. So my mobile phone service before I switched was somewhere between $80 and $100. I think it's been so long now, I don't even remember. But now I pay $180 a year, people, a year, 180. I'm sorry. That is a big savings. If you pay $100 a month and you can switch and spend 180. So some of the comments are saying 120, 94, 90, 30, 120. I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you what to do. 55, that's good. That's not bad. Consumer cellular. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some options and I'm giving you some of the things that I did. And number one, all the things on this first slide here, I've done. And so I have an iPhone 13. I just got this in December, and it hurt me to my core to spend that much money on a phone. But I did. And I have Mint Mobile, and I'm not afraid to say it. I have Mint Mobile, and I love it. So consider basically what I'm saying is go through your budget and look at every single expense. Do they make sense? When I looked at my mobile phone bill, so I sold the house and then I looked at the mobile phone bill and I said, I don't like spending $80, $100 a month because I look at things for the year. So if I look at that for the whole year, that's $1,000 a year. I don't want to spend $1,000 a year on mobile phone service. So I went searching and I found Mint Mobile. So you can go to mintmobile.com/Dr. Keisha, and I think you get free shipping or something. And obviously, I was doing this way before I got this code. Okay. I worked with them a little bit last year. But outside of that, even if I wasn't, I would still be telling you to sign up for Mint Mobile because I use it and it saves me a lot of money. Okay. Number 2, sell digital products or thrift store items online. So, number 1, I sell a digital product. I sell a book bundle, which is my book. Well, can you see it there? I don't think you can. Let me do this. Oh, not that one. This one. So you can see it there, The Unlikely Achiever, and the book bundle, and it comes with luggage tags and pins, and it comes with my digital planner. So I've been selling that for years on Etsy. And that is a great way because it's a marketplace. People go to Etsy to look for things to buy. Maybe they're looking for a digital planner or they're looking for, I used to sell my Excel course there, but now I sell my Excel course on my website, LakishaSimmons.com. And you're all probably already seen it. But if you go to courses, I have an analytics course that I used to sell it on Etsy, but it was just too valuable to be on Etsy. So I moved it to my website. I also know someone who goes to thrift stores. And so if you love to shop, who loves to shop? If you love to shop, she would go to thrift stores, buy clothing. You can actually buy the clothing in bulk. I did not know that. And then she would style the pieces with different belts and jewelry. And then she would sell it on Etsy or online, sell the outfits and mark the price up to, what you would buy if you went to a regular store. I couldn't believe it. And she's making so much money. I could not believe it. All right. So the third item is self-publish your book or low content items and collect royalties. So for example, here's something, the Diary of a Single Mom that I made. It's just a journal. Okay. So it's a journal. And someone told me that I was sleazy for making this. And I said, "What? How am I sleazy? That's not very nice, first of all." But second of all, what's sleazy about it? We buy journals. I have 20 journals that I've bought, and they all have lined pages. That's not anything unusual to buy a journal with lined pages in it, right? So this one is just, Diary of a Single Mom, because moms need their own space. I know I always did. I found love again. I'm no longer single. But when I did, I loved having just my own things that were for me. So you can create that. You can create your books, self-published, low content. Yeah, and you collect royalties. So you never have to. You never have to even touch the book. So here's CJ's book, which you saw at the beginning. His book, Divorce: 7 Keys to Making It Through Your Parents' Divorce. And of course, you've seen The Unlikely Achiever. So you're familiar with that. And these books are all available on Amazon. And everybody's on Amazon buying things that they need. So my goal in my life has always been, how can I make impact? How can I help others? And so if I can help others and help support myself, why not? Right? Okay, why not? So number 4, this one is for you listening, you in your seat. Okay. I'm asking you, what is your unique gift? What is it that comes so easy to you that you don't even know that it's a gift? Do you have a really unique voice that you can do voiceovers? Do you offer, are you a really great writer? Have people told you that you write really well? Think about that, because this is an opportunity for you to be an expert in your area. Okay. Think about that. And I know it's hard to identify. So I would say ask people around you, what is it that you think I'm really good at? What do I do really well? And then package that up and offer that. So you can offer it on on Fiverr.com. And contrary to popular belief, not everything is $5 on Fiverr. I was talking to a lady, and I was telling her she could sell her services on Fiverr. She said, my services are worth way more than $5. Yes, they are. People sell things that they sell their services, Facebook advertising, for $2,000. I mean, you don't think that it's only $5. There's also a website called Upwork. Upwork, you can offer your services. And those are my two go-to. So if I need someone to help me with my website, or if I need a flyer made, just tons of different things, put your services out there, voiceovers, different things, put that out there. Number 5, declutter and sell your clothes. This is a big one. Okay. Now it does take some time. And again, I said, we're not doing excuses. Okay. We're not doing excuses. But if you're trying to make some money, these are some ways you can do it. Declutter and sell your clothes. Okay. When you start switching out your clothes for the next season, so we're getting ready to move into spring, all those winter clothes that you did not wear need to go. Okay. So if you've got a lot of clothes, you're not wearing them, they got to go. Okay. So I have a question here. Okay. There's so much competition on some of those sites. Yes. But guess what? There's no one like you. And I'm being honest, because again, do you think that people knew me a year ago? No, no one knew who Dr. Lakisha was. But I've been selling my book since 2018. So even though it's, you might say, oh, no one knows me and there's so much competition, please do not count yourself out. Be bold, be brave. All right. These lights are hot. I'm sorry. Be bold and be brave. That's what I want each of you to do. No excuses. There's no one like you. If it's a unique voice you have, if you're a great stylist, if you're really great with desktop publishing, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, use your gifts. Please, 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 please use your gifts. If no one has told you how great you are, I'm telling you, you're great. You're awesome and you're amazing. Okay? All right? So there's no competition. Learn the platform, learn how to use the keywords, make nice graphics, make your site, really pleasing, and you can do it. All right? Okay. Declutter and sell clothes, as I said, that can take time, but do it. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Here's a great one. Number 6. Nia, this one's probably for you. Host virtual classes and build community while you make money. You've seen people do this. These vision board parties, virtual fitness classes. Well, I first got the idea about this from Shark Tank. There was a lady on there. I don't remember her name. Someone here probably knows. But she put together flower arranging classes on Zoom. I'll kid you not. And she charged $65 to participate in the Zoom. So you would pay for the Zoom class. You would, now I can't remember if she sent flowers or not, though. No, I don't think she did. I think she maybe just told you which type of flowers to go to, the Kroger's or the florist, if you want to grab certain types of flowers, certain types of scissors. And then you would meet on a certain day, you would pay for a certain day and you would participate in the Zoom class in which she would teach you how to cut the flowers and how to arrange them in the vase, how much water. She charged $65 for that. And they were selling out. And when I learned of that, I said, okay, if she can do that with flower arrangement, then I know that I can I can do something on Zoom. So I started doing vision board parties and goal setting parties because obviously I love to inspire you and encourage you, and I want you to crush your goals. And so I made some decent money doing that a few years ago. I didn't do it this year, but the last few years I've done that in January. So think about what you can offer. All right. What kind of classes can you offer that you can do via Zoom? All right. Number 7. Now, this one I've never done, be honest. But if you are no longer driving your car as much as you used to, maybe you're working from home due to COVID. Now, a lot of the car insurance companies are going to pay per mile car insurance. I had not heard of this one, but someone told me about it that they're using. And not only that, sometimes you can rent your car out. Now, I don't know if that's for me. I'm not making excuses, but that might be for you to pay per mile car insurance and or rent your car out. Those are 2 ways you can make more money or save more money. Number 8, this is another savings one. Try a no spend month and use a budgeting app. So I was thinking about doing this, just having this challenge for everybody who wants to be involved. I just haven't had the time to put it together yet. But if you would be interested in doing a no spend month, just drop it in the comment, and I may consider doing that, where we can all take 1 month. I don't know which month it would be. It would have to be a month where we wouldn't spend much money anyway. No, I'm just joking. But we would pick a month and we would just say, okay, we're doing a no spend. So what no spend means is obviously you have to eat. So you can buy groceries, you can buy necessities like toilet paper, toothpaste, but you would go to the grocery store in advance of the month. You would try to anything that you absolutely have to have, doctor's appointments, things like that. Of course, you're going to buy those, but you wouldn't do any other type of spending. So you wouldn't be going out to eat. You wouldn't be buying clothes, buying shoes, taking Uber, unless you needed to use it for work. But the whole point is that no, somebody said no Amazon month. That's me. I need a no Amazon month. Yes. So that's kind of the concept of it, but it helps you reset and put yourself in check, because before you swipe the card, you say, you know what? I'm not supposed to spend any money. Let me think about this. Or, it makes you more mindful about your spending. And I think that's a great way to save more money, because honestly, I'm going through these ways to get an extra 5K, but you really have to start with what you're already spending. And most of the people who go through my Wealthy Achiever program, they end up saving 10 to 20% that month. I had one lady, Jarlisha, you'll see on the website. When she came in, she was saving 8% a month. Within 30 days, she was saving 18% and has started investing, which she had not ever done. So there's something to be said about just putting your budget right now in order. You're going to find money there just immediately. Okay, number 9, tutor students online. If you have some college credits, you can go onto tutor.com and tutor people. And I think that's great, because then you're not, you already have this platform for tutoring. It's not as if you're going out and saying, hey, everyone, I offer tutoring. If you know someone who needs it, let me know. Well, you already have 2 platforms here that you can sign up for. Okay. Let me hide this one. Okay. 10, credit card hack. Some cards can give you up to $750 in bonuses. And let me tell you, I've taken complete advantage of just about all the cards. There's some cards I can no longer get because I can get the cards, but I wouldn't get the bonus. And yes, I have a high credit score. I have I think it's a 798. It's right up under 800 credit score. And I don't use much credit. I typically use 1 credit card at a time. And I have another video all about how I travel for free. So I have the Southwest Companion Pass, which means that someone can travel with me for free actually, I just got it. So they'll travel for free with me the rest of this year and all of next year on Southwest. That hands down is the best travel deal out there. So that's with the Southwest credit cards, but I have a whole video on that. You can check that after this video. Number 11, I know some of you have pets and you love animals. My sister loves her dogs. Loves her dogs. And so one way you can make extra money is by pet sitting. All right. Or you can take photos of your pets and sell them on all of those websites that you go to when you Google for an image and it has the watermark on there that says, you have to pay for it. You can submit your photos. If you love to travel and you take a lot of great photos, why not sell your photos on those marketplaces? That's a no-brainer to me. All right. So again, we're not using excuses. We're looking at this with an open mind saying, could I do that? Should I do that? Is that for me? Let me look into it. All right. Now this one, make the screen bigger here. All right. So this one, number 12, the last but not least, sign up for Rakuten. And I put this in the email that I sent out earlier. And you can get cash back on things that you already buy. So with this one, I just started taking better advantage of this last year in 2021, but I've been a member since 2018. So, that 2017, 2018, that's when I was really getting my financial life together. And everywhere that there was a coupon, a bonus, a cash back, a discount, you name it, I was taking advantage of it. And that's when I learned about Rakuten. So basically the way Rakuten works is you just install it on your browser, on your computer. And then whenever you make online purchases, it's going to pop up and it'll say, oh, do you want to activate your cash back? Excuse me. You want to activate your cash back. So if you look here on the screen, I love to shop. So Expedia is my thing. And here, let's see, December 18th, 2021. I think this is a cruise I booked. I booked a last minute Holland American cruise. And you can see my video all about that on my YouTube as well. But the amount was $19.18. It was a 7-night cruise on Holland America for New Year's, which I thought was a really great deal. So my partner and I went on the cruise, and you can see here, $57.54 is what I'm going to get back. And you get this back in cash. They send me a check. All right. And January 14, 2022, $547. What hotel was that? Where did I go? I don't know. Not Tampa, because my Tampa hotel was more than that. But, somewhere I went. I don't know what I booked. Oh, I think this might have been, no, it wasn't flights. I don't remember. That's how much I travel. But even with this one, it's going to be a certain percentage back as well. So you can see here that my next big fat check is what they call it for $30 will be sent by May 15th. Your last big check was $68 was sent on February 12th. So I should go check my mail. So I'll have a check there. But I say all that to say and then also once you sign up, you'll get money, refer people, they'll give you money. But most of mine is from shopping, from online shopping, Expedia, Shein. I know some of the ladies shop at Shein. So you can go to Shein and shop and you get a cash back on there as well. So there's lots of stores, Macy's, all the places that you would typically shop are there. All right, moving right along. So number 13, another good way to make an extra $5K to jumpstart your fire plan is invest in dividend paying stocks. So when you invest in dividend paying stocks, no matter if the stock itself goes up or down, you're going to get your dividend. Let me repeat that. The stock and honestly, the stocks that give the higher dividends, like this one is Coca-Cola, 2.81% per share that you own. The stock price doesn't move very much. Okay. So over the years, the stock price might stay about the same, but that dividend is what you're concerned with. So you pay your $61 for the stock price, and then you get 2.81% in dividends. Now, Coca-Cola has been giving their dividend consistently for 59 years. So if you're looking for a way to just make that extra money, be aware that if you're going to live on that money, so if you're investing in it and you're going to, let's say maybe you're going to just use it to buy a new car or something next year, then you will need to pay, if you're using the dividends, there's a tax with dividends. And so I don't want to get all into that right now, but just be aware because, there's a dividend tax. All right. Number 14, start a reselling business on Amazon. Again, we're not using excuses. We're only thinking about what's possible and how people are making money. I know someone who does this and they make a ton of money. Okay. And they're young. So they buy from Walmart things that are on sale, 50% off, whatever, and then they resell it on Amazon. And sometimes they can buy the things in bulk on Walmart.com and then they sell it on Amazon for a profit. People are doing this and they're quitting their full-time jobs. So I'm not saying that you're going to quit your full-time job and do it, but it's another way you can make money. Last but not least, I think this is a really great option for a little extra money. It's not going to, you're not going to quit your job with this one for sure, but it is a great way if you have a large audience and you come up with really catchy phrases. So basically what happens with number 15 is you'll design a t-shirt. So maybe you have some catchy phrase or you always coming up with catchy phrases. One of my line sisters, she always has these great catchy phrases all the time. And she'll say, you need to put this on a t-shirt. And I say, no, you need to put that on a t-shirt. You came up with it. So you'll sell your own designer shirts on Amazon, but you never have to touch the inventory. So basically you're going to come up with the design and you upload it to the Amazon site that does this just for this. And then you say the color shirts you want it on, and you can order approved to make sure the shirt looks the way you want it to, and then you can sell it. That's awesome. You never have to ship it to a customer. You can just advertise your product and create your whole website around it and send everyone to Amazon to buy it. That's pretty sweet. Amazon has made many people millionaires. Okay. So that was 15 ways. I hope that you got a lot out of that. I know that was a lot. Okay. I know there was a lot. So if you want to replay it, if you came in later, replay it. But again, the whole point of this is to help you get more money, right? Save more money, reduce your expenses so that you can invest more. I would not be sitting here talking to you today as a financial independent person if I would not have taken these steps. All right. So I want you to know you're not alone in some of the things that you may have felt. There was a point in time when I felt really embarrassed about my financial situation. I was tired of working. I thought I was going to have to work forever. I didn't know anything about the stock market. But once I got divorced and I realized that I had one income, this large house, the 2 kids, and I said, I've got to figure it out. And by that time, I already had a bachelor's, a master's, Six Sigma black belt, and a PhD. And I thought to myself, surely I can do this, right? I can figure this out. And so I did. That's what I did. And so if you've ever felt that way, you are not alone, but you gotta take action. You have to move forward. Don't let another year go past and you're still trying to figure out how to pay off your debt, how to start investing, when can you retire, how much money do I need? All these questions that you have, it's time to get the answers that you need. So this is Jarlisha that I was telling you about earlier. I could just let you read some of that on the screen, but she, wonderful, wonderful woman. I love Jarlisha. I enjoyed having her in the program. she just was not investing. And that's nothing to be shameful about. But she just didn't know how. She didn't know how to get started. She didn't know how to take advantage of her retirement accounts. You see here, breaking down the complexities with the Roth, the brokerages, the workbooks, spreadsheets, tracking her debt, decreasing her debt, investments. Overall, I mean, she just loved it. The support, it's really hands-on. She loved the program. So if you are in need of help in this way, please consider joining the Wealthy Achiever program. Right now, the doors are open. I do not do this every month. And I'll tell you all, I have a really big national TV show opportunity coming up that I'll be participating in a couple of weeks. I can't say where yet, but I will not always host this program. But while I can and help people, I really want to. So don't hesitate to sign up for the Wealthy Achiever. When we get off this call, I want you to go directly to theachieveher.com, putting that there in the chat. And if you're a man, we have men in there all the time. We already have several men signed up. So do not feel afraid. If you're a man, please join us. If you're a female, please go to the link and sign up tonight, because don't let this, if you've been waiting on a sign, Michael says only by God's grace. If you've been waiting on a sign, you've been wondering what to do, how to do it, let this be your sign. Let this be your chance. So go to theachiever.com and sign up. Let's work together, 4 weeks together, and we'll meet once a week. You have videos that you will watch in advance, so you will have to do the work, okay? This is not me doing it for you, but we're going to do it. It's a do it together group coaching program. We have a group meet, so we have a group chat. We have our weekly meetings. We do have a Facebook group, but most people like the group chat on the phone better. And I'm here to support. I'm here to make sure that you come up with your financial freedom number. You know when you're going to retire. Get started investing in the stock market in a way that's diversified, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel that you can do it. All right. So don't hesitate. I have enjoyed having everyone here. You guys rock. You stayed on pretty long. And I really appreciate it. And I'll be back next month with a new class. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I will have a new live class for you. I hope you learned a lot. If you learned a lot, give me some feedback in the comments if you learned a lot tonight, because that's important to me. If I'm going to do this, I really want to help people, because otherwise, what's the point if I'm not going to make impact? I really want to make sure that you're getting what you need. And I honestly believe that going through the weekly is going to help you. So we actually have a question here. What if you cannot attend the meetings due to work? Is there a replay? Absolutely, there's a replay. The meetings will be on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, but they're all recorded. And of course, I'll work with you on the side if you couldn't make it or something was unclear. That's the whole point of getting into the group coaching program. All right. Awesome. I learned so much about the ways to build additional income and not make excuses. All right. Awesome. Thanks for all the information. Truly inspired. Thank you. It's fine for people in their 20s or 30s. Can someone in their 40s benefit? Yes. Devin, if you don't want to work till 65, let's get started now, right? Don't think you've missed the bus. You haven't. You have not missed the bus. Someone asked, do you offer consulting? Unfortunately, I do not do consulting anymore one-to-one. This is the only way that I do it, just to protect my time, because I have stopped working full-time, but I still want to help people. So this is the only way that you can work with me, is through the group coaching program. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, again, go to theachieveher.com. Get signed up. The doors will close in a few days. We start March 1. We've already got videos in there. We've already got people signed up. So join the group and I will see you in the course. Good night.